A year ago in Seattle, I was sure my brand new $700 mirrorless camera here was safe. Zipped inside a secure backpack on a commuter train. I blinked. The doors opened and poof, camera gone. Footage gone. Vacation, well, it wasn't gone. We already completed the cruise. My point is, someone took it. Now, fast forward a year later, I had to get another one. Getting ready for another cruise, as you can imagine, I feel a little hand tugging on my pocket, and boom, out comes this camera and it crashes on the ground. Turns out a 2-year-old little girl was trying to steal my camera. And then she just giggled. Okay, so the second thief was my daughter, Noah. Cute, totally. Terrifying, also yes. Because in that moment, I realized a toddler just recreated a classic pickpocket move. And I've been making travel content for years, yet a pro thief and a pint-sized amateur were able to pull a fast one on me. And so it got me thinking, if it can happen to me, it's certainly happening to first-time cruisers, backpackers, and potentially you. So after some research, some Reddit forums, even the dark corners of the internet where AI scammers are just swapping playbooks on how to scam people, what surfaced is I call a hit list of the top 15 travel scams already taking out tourists in 2025 and trending to explode in 2026. I'll break them down one by one and tell you which, in my opinion, is the most diabolical one out of all the bunch. So let's break down these dumb heists like Benoit Blanc and Glass Onion.
So dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
Number one, flash sale fake website. Listen, if you Google last minute Alaska cruises or last minute Caribbean cruises, and it pops up a banner shouting like 24-hour flash sale on the website, the site looks pretty polished. It looks professional. The prices are reasonable, plausible, but the URL hides an extra dash inside of it. For example, like Holland-America. You plug in the card, you get the confirmation PDF, and then nothing else. And so these crooks, they're cloning legitimate websites, they're buying ads, and then they vanish once the timer hits 0 and they're just pocketing the rest. So here's the way you can spot it. You're gonna hover before you click, look for misspellings, extra characters, or just the lack of a padlock icon, security check, stuff like that. However, in my opinion, the best way to beat this, I skip the ads. I type in the cruise line's domain manually, or my favorite, just use a travel agent that's verified. So number 2 is the refund hotline Google ad. So if you're about to miss embarkation, maybe the cruise line changed something on you and you just want your money back at this point of time, a delayed flight, whatever it is, a paid ad claims official cruise refund hotline, low fee, right? And so you call, they sound sympathetic, and they essentially ask for a $75 processing charge to get you your money back. And they promise an email voucher, a receipt, all that stuff. And so minutes after you pay, the number basically stops working. Your money, gone. Your cruise, gone. And so you don't want to do this. How you spot it is cruise lines rarely outsource refunds. I'd bottom line say they don't. Booking anything like that is handled inside your online account or with your travel advisor. And so, in my opinion, the best way to beat it is just to contact the line directly through the number on your original e-ticket or your receipt. Number 3 is the phantom port tax email. So this one's eerily authentic. The email alleges a new $42 port levy due before you sail. Logo colors, even your booking number look legit because scammers, they've scraped it from like past Instagram accounts, past emails that they've seen collected. The pay now button feeds a dummy gateway that harvests your credit card and then they charge it. And so how you spot it is in the email, if you hover over that URL link, if it looks a little sketchy, extra characters, again, don't do it. Real cruise emails will use .com or the subdomain will look much more official. You can always tell, but if you hover over it, you see when something's like not right. It's always never the official thing. How you beat it is I would strongly ask you to consider and encourage you to just log into your official booking account. And if a fee is real, it'll be waiting for, they're going to get their money. And moving forward, people, just as a general rule, try not to post your booking numbers and stuff on social media. You want to hide all that information. That'll definitely like kneecap a lot of these scammers because they won't have the new graphics and designs that are coming out. Number 4, AI voice clone emergency calls. So check this one. This one's a little spicy. So let's say your partner calls. They sound a little jittery, a little wired. They're like, I'm in jail. Can you send $1,500? Or the car broke down. Can you send me XYZ? You know they're going on vacation. You hear stuff in the background, but you start to panic a little bit. But here's the deal. It's actually AI recreation stitched from their social media accounts. And so whether they are creating content like us, or they just uploaded a fun family-friendly video of like, check me out, and they're talking, AI will clone that voice and then it will call you. Honestly, these days, criminals need just about 30 seconds of clear audio to fabricate a convincing plea to sound like your loved ones. And so how to spot it? The caller refuses the FaceTime, right? You can call and try to do the FaceTime and they'll deny it. And then they invent reasons why they can't speak to you on the phone, the officer. You feel pressure for instant payment if they're like in jail or something like that. It's always something odd that doesn't really fit the narrative of what your family member would actually do. And so a way to beat it, I think you and your family should consider creating a safe word or a safe, let's do a password phrase before traveling. And so when the call comes, ask for it. No correct code, don't send any cash, hang up and dial your partner directly. Number 5, junk fee, bait and switch. So the headline fare screams $699 by checkout, mandatory convenience fees, priority document handling, and like dynamic fuel charges. Just balloon the payment past $1,300. It's not illegal, it's just predatory. And so the way to spot it is just any website that hides fees until the final screen counts on you being too invested to abort. And so the way you can beat it is just compare all the prices across the vendors online before entering any details. If the fee looks like it's legit, then it's probably legit. But if it looks like a CVS receipt full of fees, you might want to back out of that one. All right, number 6. A lot of people know this one, but if you didn't, it's the onboard art auctions. You know, those over appraisals, if that makes sense. They get you on free champagne, buzzing crowd, fast talking auctioneer. You lift a paddle, $5,000, you know, for a limited print. And later a local gallery pegs it at like $200 retail. The fine print is like appraisals come from companies owned by the auction house. And so the way to spot it is certificates of authenticity signed by the same entity are running the sale. If you want to beat it, photograph the artwork details and then step outside and Google comparable sales. Number 7 is the unlimited drink package confusion. You grab the basic drink plan because unlimited for a $79 a day sounds easy. First round, you order a Grey Goose martini. Service says it's an extra $4. And then you're just like, why? For example, Celebrity's fine print caps basic drinks at I think like $13 and calls anything pricier premium. And so a separate premium plan, separate price tag, and 20% service fee, and those surprise over limit charges do pile up pretty fast. So the way you spot it is more than one tier, basic versus premium, and words like up to $13 in value hidden in footnotes. And so the way you beat it, before you ask the bartender to show you the exact spirits list covered by each tier. And if your go-to brands sit on the premium shelf, either spring for the higher plan up front or just skip the package altogether and just pay per drink. You'll usually come out ahead. Number 8, tiered Wi-Fi packages, unlimited internet. Here we go again. Banners, the homepage, fine print segregates social, streaming, and VPN. Each an extra tier. Halfway through the cruise, you spent $200 just to post a single reel. If you don't want to use any internet, you can always download your maps and stuff of different ports if you want to in advance. You can download any shows before you go, any documents pre-cruise, and if you must connect, buy the top tier outright. If you want to do streaming and stuff like that, it usually is cheaper than stacking the mid tiers or going day by day is what I've noticed because the minutes just runs out so quick. Number 9. The spa raffle winner. So a smiling attendant slips you a golden ticket. Congrats, you've won a 50-minute massage. And at checkout, appear a 20% auto gratuity and a sales pitch for $9 of like an algae cream. And then declining just feels kind of awkward. So most people just cave on it. So here's how you spot it. Winners. If it's announced daily, right? If everyone wins, then probably no one wins. You'll be paying for something towards the end. And if you want to beat it, you're going to treat raffles as coupons, not jackpots. Ask what's the out the door price before booking. Like, hey, is there anything else I need to pay for? Is there a no sales pitch? Stuff like that if you don't want to deal with anything uncomfortable. Number 10, knock off excursion booths. All right, so pier-sided vendors, they'll flash laminated cruise logos offering the same glacier trek for half the price. You pay, the bus breaks down, the return's late, and the ship sails without you. You can try to rejoin at the next port, but it's going to be at your own expense. And so how you spot it is handwritten receipts and cash only policies. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to beat it, you can book through the cruise line's excursion portal or vetted third-party platforms with return to ship guarantees. Our favorite is Shore Excursions Group. I'll link their website in the description box below where you can save up to 40% on your excursions. They're not paying me to say that, but they do give me a kickback just as an FYI. Number 11. Taxi meter error. You hop into a metered cab and halfway there, the driver taps a hidden button that activates night rates in broad daylight, doubling the fare. And so the way you spot it is driver will like rush you away from the official taxi queue or resist using the ride share apps or say like, hey, my meter is broken, XYZ. You just got to be like pretty diligent with that stuff. Watch the meter. Honestly, a way to beat it is just confirm a flat rate before the door shuts. And that goes for before you take off and when you get back. If you want to use a taxi on the way back, I've seen taxi drivers like double, triple the price just to get back to the port, right? $20 to get there, and all of a sudden it's $60 to get back. I hated that scam. That is one that was really frustrating. Number 12, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's the pickpocket train. Turnaround city, terminal crowds, a bump distracts you. Seconds later, your phone's gone. Thieves are now working in like trios. One creates chaos, one lifts, one passes. The way you spot it, sudden commotion or someone invading personal space while another one brushes by. And what I've seen the way to beat this is just keep all the valuables in the front zipped pockets. Nothing in a bag hanging on the side of you, nothing too loose, okay? Number 13 is a two-person photo ambush. So a friendly traveler offers to snap your photo, you pass the camera, they hand it to a partner in crime who sprints off with your camera. And so the way to spot this one, strangers overly eager to help you near exits or the big crowds. The way to beat this one is try to find a tourist that also looks like a tourist, if you know what I'm saying. Like, hey, do you mind taking a photo of me? Or you can spot someone that needs help taking a photo and like, hey, you want to help me take a photo of you? And you take a photo of me, like a little trade per trade type of deal. That's a good route as well. Number 14, free Wi-Fi, but it's like a cafe clone. And so at Port Cafe, you'll see like an open network Starbucks _ guest Wi-Fi. It's really like a rogue hotspot that harvests your logins, your sessions, cookies, stuff like that. The way to spot it without being like a super IT nerdy tech, networks with full bars but unsecured next to the name, I'd say just ignore that. The way you beat it is to stick to your ship's network or use a VPN, or better yet, you can avoid logging into anything else alone. Basically tap into your cell phone's network and just pay an extra $15 to get the secured cell tower from your phone. The next one, I think this got a fellow YouTuber. I won't say their name, but it's a fake porter luggage heist. And so what happened to them was like debarkation chaos. A man in like in a generic vest loads your suitcase into a van saying they'll be delivered curbside. The van peels away, but so do your souvenirs and all the stuff inside. And so the way to spot it is if they don't have like an ID badge, no manifest, they're not checking bags with other people who are part of the team, they'll just bring your stuff somewhere else, which is very unfortunate. And so the way you beat it is hand luggage only to the uniformed staff inside of those security zones. If it feels too good to be true, like you feel like, oh, this person's free, I'll give it to this person. Just be warned. But I got to be honest, the worst scam, the one so real, Alyssa and I had to invent family codes and passphrases with our loved ones, grandparents, her parents, my parents. It's got to be the AI fake video FaceTime calls, where they can scan your face, scan your image, scan your voice, pretending to be us, asking for money from our friends and family and loved ones. And so now we need a code word just to make sure that doesn't happen when they get our strange phone call that it may be us, but it's not really us. But as always, if you dig the vibes, please subscribe. And if you care, please share. We'll see you in paradise. Peace.